Hi, I'm Paul Vacheski, NebraskaLandlord.com. Welcome to another video. Okay, today we're going to be talking about capital expenditures and budgeting for them. So a little story here. This past week, a local bank here called me and needed some help. They are looking at a portfolio that they lended on that has over 100 single-family rental properties, and they're a bank that really doesn't have a lot of experience or a large portfolio of investment properties, and the owner isn't really doing the part. And anyways, they're looking at possibly having to get this portfolio of investment properties back. And they wanted me to take a look at the portfolio and see maybe where, from a lending institution point of view, that they might have caught certain things to kind of help them with the process in the future. And one of the things that became very glaring, I mean, it just stood out right at the beginning as I'm going through this portfolio, is the investor, when they were purchasing this properties, really didn't account for the major deferred maintenance items. So a little matrix here I want to show you that I do with my own properties, and when I consult, I also teach this method. And so let's just take a look at it. So let's say you're going to buy a single family home. You know, we're going to do the numbers. How much is the gross potential rent? What is our fixed expenses? You know, how much is our mortgage payment every month? What's our taxes? What's our insurance? Those type of things. We usually get that, and we account for those expenditures. Maybe even you throw in a few variable expenses like snow removal or trash or whatever the case may be. But what almost never gets accounted for is deferred maintenance. So when we're buying this piece of property, this single family home, one of the things we have to go through is look at the major components. That is the exterior paint, the furnace, the central air, the roof, the driveway, the sidewalk. Those are the major components. And then we have to find out the level of deferred maintenance, meaning what is the life expectancy that's remaining for those components. And it's very important because at some point we're going to have to replace those items. And falsely, a lot of landlords and investors, they rely on this insurance. They say, yeah, I hear this all the time, well, I'm just going to wait for a hail storm to come through and then I'll make a claim and then I'll get my roof replaced. Well, you should never expect this. If it happens and you do get some money, that's gravy for the mashed potatoes. However, we need to account for them using hard costs here, okay? So what we're going to do is go through, again, we're looking for the current deferred or the current level of deferred maintenance. So we're going to go through and we're going to check all the major components. And then what we're going to do is decide how much money are we going to need to replace these items based on the life expectancy. So and here's the shocker stick. Sometimes, as I was going through this portfolio, one of the things that I noticed is many of the properties when they were first purchased, the owner should have expected anywhere from 25 to 40% of the gross monthly rents to go into the deferred maintenance pool. That's how bad some of these properties were, and a major mistake that the bank made. Okay, so here's a little example here. Very simple. Is let's say that we buy this piece of property and the current estimate to paint the exterior of the home is $3,500. And based on the condition, maybe we have 20 years left or 240 months left. That's kind of the life expectancy, right? I'm not saying that is, I'm just giving an example here. So we would budget every month out of our $1,000 that we're going to get in monthly gross rent, we're going to take out $16.66 and put it in a savings account, a money market account, whatever. So when it's time to paint the exterior, you have the money to do it, right? Let's look at the furnace. Maybe the current the current price to replace the furnace would be $4,000, and it's an older unit. Maybe it's 25 years old, and we're going, hey, you know what? We only estimate that there's about 5 years or 60 months of a life expectancy left. So in this case, our monthly expenditure is going to be a lot higher. So we're going to take on another additional $66.66. A lot of sixes in there, kind of creepy, but almost $70 a month we're going to put away into this account. So when we need to replace the furnace, we have it. Central air, $3,500. Maybe it's pretty new and there's 20 years left, 240 months. Well, we're going to be deducting or taking out $14.58 a month. So when we have to replace the central air, it's there. The roof, $4,000. Maybe there's 10 years left on it. So $22 a month we're going to be taking out. I think you understand how this all works here, but it's one of the things that most investors never account for. And it doesn't matter if it's a single family home or a 300-unit apartment community, or in fact, I do this on my own house, so my own primary residence. So that way when it comes time to replace the roof, I have the money, and then I carry a really high deductible, so my insurance rates are lower month over month. But the thing here to remember is don't expect your insurance company to pay for any of these items. If they do, that's only gravy for the mashed potatoes. And one other thing, I see this all the time. For those people that do this, and a lot of your upper end property management companies do, is they have a fund like this. But if you do this, you never use this money for anything else other than what it's obligated for. So if a tenant bails on you early and you have to repaint the interior and it's $500, you do not take it out of that. In fact, what I would recommend is you maybe have a separate account, line item account, that is for routine maintenance, all right? So again, that's just a way to account for the level of deferred maintenance and plan for those capital expenditures. I hope this has been valuable to you. I'd love your comments. So if you get an opportunity down below in the remarks section, please give us a comment, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you think. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page. Until next time, I'm Paul Vacheski. Happy landlording.